If you haven't subscribed already, ring that bell to get notified when new movies are posted. Today we're looking at the Amazon Echo Show 5. This product was released last week, and it's actually an interesting product. It is Wi-Fi, 5.5-inch screen, front-facing camera, 1 megapixel. It's got a single 165-inch 4-watt speaker, Bluetooth, and what's interesting about this is the first Amazon product that I'm aware of that actually has a mechanical camera shutter for on and off, so you can block this out. So unlike the first generation of the Echo Show, we just had to tape over the camera, and the Echo Show second generation, in that one there was a button that allowed to do this, but this is a full-on mechanical, slide it up, cover the camera completely, no issues there, right? Which is nice. I like the fact that Amazon is thinking a little bit more about privacy. So one of the other things to be aware of here is, unlike the Echo Show Gen 2, there is no integrated Zigbee smart home hub in this device. So you're definitely going to be able to still access all your Wi-Fi based smart home devices, just like you will with the regular Amazon products and Madam A digital assistant. But that is one thing to be aware of, which may push you up to the slightly larger device. So before we go into the actual setup, I wanted to do a quick comparison of what's available. So right now I'm holding the Echo 5, right? And you can see it is quite a bit smaller than the original Echo Show, right? It is a little bit less deep, the width of it, right? So it's still going to have kind of the depth is going to cause... You're not going to be able to fit it on a small shelf, right? But it's definitely taking up a lot less space than the other one. So if we compare that to the Google or the Nest Home Hub, as they recently rebranded it, you can see the Nest Home Hub is a little bit thinner, a little bit bigger, right? So definitely you've also got the Lenovo Smart Display here, which is kind of thick on one side, but in general thin along the other side, so you can fit that in kind of a wedge. But these are really your options if you're looking at display. I'm not even going to show the Echo Spot because, quite frankly, $99 for the Echo Show 5 right now versus the Echo Spot. Unless you really like the little golf ball, you're going to end up going to pay less for the Echo Show 5. So I've got the Canadian edition of this. And if you are in Canada, that is something to be aware of, in that as you look around at a lot of the Amazon, you'll see Amazon Guard, some Ring integration stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. The Apple Music integration. Yeah, we don't get any of that in Canada. So be aware of what you're getting into, right? I would love to see that Amazon released all these great features to the world at the same time. That's not how things work. So I would love to say that this is something unique to Amazon, but I've seen Google start to do the same thing recently as well, as they roll out staged releases of new functionality. So you can see here, getting back to the Echo Show 5, that the device here is well protected. I have seen certain reviews saying there's kind of a smell that comes around with it. It's nothing I've noticed myself. The plug here is a full normal sized plug, right? This is not a micro USB. I'm not even sure what that micro USB on there would be for. I don't think it will power it, so I haven't seen anything in the docs on that. So if anybody does know what that's for, please feel free to let me know. You do have an audio out on this, so that's one thing to realize, is this is a nice little bedstand unit, but you're not going to be really pumping your music through this. You can connect this to the Amazon subwoofer as well, which is nice. So if you wanted to get more bass out of it, but quite frankly, I'm not sure what the point of doing that would be, as it would become quickly overpowered by the bass, by the subwoofer. So one thing that's really nice about the Echo Show as well, as we zoom in here a little bit, we'll get this figured out. You can go through the entire setup of the Echo Show 5 without having to touch your mobile device. So assuming you've already got an Amazon account, you can just go through the setup directly on the Echo Show 5 and have no issues at all, right? Which is kind of nice. It's nice to not have to get out your iPad or tablet or Google Nexus or whatever and have to put in everything there, right? So having this, I think this is going to be a really good device for people who maybe aren't as tech savvy as some of the rest of us, right? So again, multiple languages here, all that stuff. We're starting to see more and more of that in Amazon is allowing Madam A to communicate in different languages, including en français ici en Canada, right? Which is a good thing. I would love to see her become bilingual. I live in a bilingual household where both languages are happening at the same time. So it would be nice if she would be able to respond to both languages. But again, I get why that is. That's a fairly tough nut to crack, I think. So we're going to put this in the English language, and the setup should kick off.
Hello. Ready for setup.
So automatically it's going to go out. It's going to find any of your Wi-Fi networks. You will need to know whatever your WPA, your Wi-Fi password is going to be. So, and you're just going to take this and put that in on the keyboard. So no, I'm not going to give you my password, but you can see you put in the password. As long as you do that properly, it's going to connect out to your Wi-Fi, fetch the registration status, see if this device is already connected to an account or not. And now you put in your Amazon username and password. So once you do that, click on the register button. This is going to go out now and register against your existing Amazon's account and basically grab all your settings from there. Now, of course, you're going to have to accept the terms and conditions. So this is the standard user agreement stuff. Make sure you do that. And from here on in, it's basically just continue on as far as the setup goes. You're going to have to do your updates. So we're going to go through that real quick. Your time zone, of course, that's going to be picked up automatically based on where your Wi-Fi is or whatever the settings are in your account. All that is good. Where do you want to put your Echo Show? So I've already got some groups set up. I'm going to put this in my office for now. So give it a name. So that's my second Echo Show. I do have a first generation Echo Show. And so I'll leave the name as is. I tend not to use any of the names of the devices themselves that often. I tend to, if I'm doing a drop-in or a call, I do things based on the rooms that I'm targeting, right? So your Echo Show device, updates available, and we basically do that.
Updating this device.
So I'm going to do some video magic here. It does, in fact, take approximately 10 minutes. I didn't time it exactly, but it's 10... Seemed like longer to me, actually. It was the kind of update where you just walk away and leave it alone.
As I install the updates, this device will restart twice.
So one thing I do, again, like about this is Amazon has started to pay a lot more attention to the detail to communicate what they're doing and what's going to happen. That is something that I really like, is when you're not just kind of going, is it done yet? Is it not done? How many times am I going to power on and off? You know, that's a nice thing. It's a nice touch, that user experience, that detail.
I'm back. Let's continue.
So once it's gone through a couple of updates, it eventually does indeed come back, loads, and then you're going to be taken through kind of the typical Amazon brief video, which they'll force you to, there was no way for me to skip this that I could see. Have to press that button, and they're going to take you through all of that, say the demo, if you will.
Show 5 off and running. Here are 3 things to try first. Number 1, use your voice. You could say something like, Alexa, play happy music.
Okay, here's a station you might like.
Number 2, try using the touchscreen. Number 3, choose your perfect clock face. To get started, say, Alexa, customize my clock. This is just the beginning of things you can do with your Echo Show 5. For more things to try, just ask, Alexa, what can I say? Welcome to your new Echo Show 5.
This device is ready.
So when the device comes up, there are a few things that I noticed that it doesn't seem to have picked up on some of my settings. So I'm hoping that's going to be something that gets fixed moving forward. You can see here that the temperature is 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Of course, I live in Canada, so I need this to be in Celsius, right? So I want to go down here, maybe look in device options, tap gestures, Fahrenheit. I want to change this over to, of course, Celsius. And I also want my measurements to be all in the metric system. So we're going to change that distance from miles into kilometers. So you would have thought that this should actually pick that up from my account, or even better, just realize that, hey, this device is registered against a Canadian account. Just give them automatically Celsius and metric system, which is what we use here. So of course we got the tactile screen here. You're going to be able to click on things. It's not as responsive as I would like to see it in this build. You can see here, I tap on the smart home, kind of doesn't come up. I got to go back into it. So these are some of the things that I'm just kind of playing with. I expect that to get fixed very quickly by Amazon. They do tend to rev their builds very quickly and fix these things as they get reported. That's the one nice thing. The cam one here, so this is actually a Wise cam. So I've got the Wise integration set up, waiting for Wise cams. It's a little bit slow. It's not as snappy as something that you would expect to see from like Apple HomeKit. And the reason for that is I'm actually going not to the local devices, but I'm going across to the cloud. And again, that's one of the main differences when you're dealing with the Amazon ecosystem, is that you are going to be going across the internet and hitting a cloud-based service to be able to turn your lights on and off, those kinds of things. They don't have local processing, which also means that if your internet is out, your smart home is basically out, which is, again, something to be aware of, right? Neither good nor bad, but just realize what you're getting into. So as Amazon has kind of stumbled in the privacy front a little bit, they're at least starting to become a little more aware of this. So at the top of the device, you can see here, you've actually got a mechanical shutter that is going to close the camera and make it impossible for anybody to kind of log in and see what's going on, which is definitely a concern nowadays, right? Especially if you think you might be having these devices in your bedroom, on your side table. You probably want to make sure that no one is looking at you through that camera. So having the mechanical shutter is really nice. Of course, we've got the button that allows you to mute it and turn the camera off, but maybe I just want to allow the microphone to be off or on. I want the microphone on, I want the camera off. Having that mechanical shutter allows me to do that. So taking a quick little tour of the rest of the device here, what I wanted to look at is the clock, which is nice. So you have personal photos if you choose to upload those. You have the ability of a whole bunch of templates here to be able to see kind of what kind of a clock that you want to see, some colors, which is nice. I do like that Amazon has given us the capability to be able to kind of play around and show whatever we want to see it and really personalize this for us. So in wrapping up the Amazon Echo Show, if you're already in the Madam A ecosystem, it's probably a really good fit for you. I really like the fact that they're making it cost effective. They've got it less than $100, at least here in Canada. The screen is nice. The fact that I'm able to say, hey, show me my front door, show me my Wise cams, those kinds of things. From an integration standpoint, I think they're realizing that sometimes voice isn't always the best form of communication, right? You can't ask your Ring doorbell to describe who's at the front door. So having the video here is really nice. Again, I wish that they would solve their issues with Google and we could get YouTube back on. That would be kind of cool. Until then, we do of course have the Nest Home Hub, Lenovo displays, those other things. If you're more interested in that particular ecosystem, which of course you can run all at once. So what do you guys think? Is this a device that you would consider picking up, especially for the price point? What do you like or not like about it? Please let me know in the comments below. If I've missed anything, please let me know as well. I would be more than happy to try to do a little research and try to get those questions answered for you. See you guys next time.